Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about a topic that I have refrained from talking about in the past because of two reasons. And one, to be honest, I am afraid of judgment, which rarely happens to me. However, in this case, I know that I am an outlier in this opinion within my social circle, so that's a little scary. And also, my opinion in this has the potential to hurt or offend people that I love and care about, and that is literally the last thing I ever want to do. So I hope that that doesn't happen. Okay, here we go. We were at the movies the other day and we were watching some new Disney movie, Strange Worlds by Disney it is. And we ended up leaving like 20 minutes in because my kids just did not care for it. So I went and got my money back. But in the beginning previews, they showed the trailer for The Little Mermaid. And when it first came on, my kids were super excited. They're like, this is The Little Mermaid. And then Ariel pops up. And my son, who's 5, who was sitting next to me, says, is this a different Little Mermaid? And his reaction just kind of solidified what I was thinking about the casting. And okay, this is so hard for me to talk about. So there are two sides of opinions on this. There's a side who thinks that the casting of Halle Bailey, who is the actress that plays Ariel, and I have to focus really hard on saying Halle Bailey and not Halle Berry every single time I say her name. Some very enlightened gentlemen on the internet said that is because I think all Black people look the same. It has nothing to do with the fact that their names are literally almost the same thing, okay? Like, seriously, they're almost the same thing. And as somebody who grew up in like the 90s and early 2000s, Halle Berry was everywhere. So that name is ingrained in my brain. So it's just a lot of work for my brain and a lot of work for my tongue to say Bailey. Anyways, back on topic. So I hear that she's a very talented actress and singer. She's very beautiful. And a lot of people are upset about the casting because they say she doesn't look like Ariel, and one of the main reasons is because she's Black. And then the other side is saying, if you feel that way, then you're racist, because mermaids are not real anyways, and they don't have a skin color, which is true. A lot of people also say that it's just an adaptation of Disney's Little Mermaid, which if that's the case, if the casting was not meant to look like the animated character, then my opinion is completely void and I'm sorry. But if that is not the case, and my interpretation of what a live action movie is supposed to be is literally a representation of that original Disney movie, because I know there's an original book that the movie is based on, as far as like it's an adaptation. They read it, you know, the idea looked appealing and then they made it their own. It is not my understanding that that's what these live action movies are, because this is a trend with Disney, right? And a lot of them are flopping, so I don't know why they keep following the trend. But I thought the purpose was for us to see this movie that we're nostalgic about, that we grew up watching, that was an animated cartoon, literally come to life. And if that's the case, I understand why the casting is confusing. Am I offended by it? Am I mad about it? Am I throwing a fit? No. Am I still going to see the movie? Absolutely. But I understand why the casting was confusing, because she does not look like the Ariel that we saw in the animated movie. And yes, a big part of that is her skin color and obviously her hair, because Ariel in the animated movie is white, flowy, bright red hair. So yes, she looks different. She does not look like that character come to life, which is proven by the reaction of my 5-year-old, excited about it. And I'm not saying he's not excited. He's 5. He, his world isn't going to end because The Little Mermaid doesn't look the same, but he was confused. So I understand the confusion in the casting 100%. And I think if Disney was going for that come to life moment of that animated movie, I think that they missed the mark. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people, and probably with good intentions, are making projects where they're repurposing old movies and whatnot, where they were very whitewashed, and they're trying to fix the past by throwing a person of color in it. I personally do not think that's right, nor do I think it's doing anything positive for people of color. As a person of color, I appreciate when film and just the entertainment industry in general give us a voice in our own way. So movies like Coco, movies like Encanto, those things represent our culture in a way that they should be. It's not taking an old movie full of white characters and slapping a brown or black person in it. Like, that to me, it's just not right, and it's not the way that I think we should move in order to fix the past. I think to fix the past, we should make changes in the future. And, you know, no offense to Hallie, but I just feel like that's not the best legacy to have, to feel like, or for the public to perceive that you were a checked box. We now have a Black Little Mermaid. You know, this is so hard to talk about. I have even seen compilations of videos of Black children who see the preview for the first time. Their parents aren't telling them what it's about, so it's like a blind reaction, and they're ecstatic. But I did notice when they see her, they're not saying it's a Black Little Mermaid. They're not saying it's a Black Ariel. They're saying it's a Black mermaid, and they're happy to be represented that way. And I think that goes to show you that the representation is not about changing an old character, but it's just about being represented. So why can't that happen in a new, refreshing way, is what I'm trying to say. And I hope that that translates well. And to be honest, that wasn't the only odd casting to me, or confusing casting to me. I was also confused and just not happy with Melissa McCarthy being Ursula. I love Melissa McCarthy. I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan. I think she's hilarious and, you know, quirky and loud and aggressive in a sort of way, but she doesn't give me evil vibes. And, you know, when it comes to Ursula, she's purple, so literally any skin color could play her. But just the vibe I get from Melissa and Ursula, they don't match for me. And again, if this is supposed to be something different that's just inspired by the animated Little Mermaid that came out in, I don't know, 1990 something, then fine. It is what it is. And every opinion I have right now is just stupid. But if it's not, then I see how Melissa McCarthy is also a very just not expected casting for her role. So yeah, that is my opinion, inspired by my 5-year-old's reaction to the Little Mermaid trailer. I do intend to take my kids to watch it, and we'll see, you know, maybe we'll all be surprised, and maybe Hallie will do such a good job portraying Ariel that we will get sucked in and immersed and get that nostalgic feeling of the Little Mermaid. And I'll definitely be back here with a review of that movie, but I want to know what you guys think, and I want to talk about it in the comments. So please try to be nice. I'm not coming from a mean or hateful place, and I would love to hear what you have to say about it, and I would love to discuss it further. So if you like this video, give her a thumbs up, come back, subscribe, because together is a beautiful place to be. Bye.